Alright, what is going on YouTube? And today we got a brand new episode of the Imaginarium Theater. And this is the last day of our Genshin week, kind of. We have uploaded a Genshin video pretty much every day this week. I think we missed Monday. But I uploaded Mondays, Realm of Tempered Valor video. I combined that with Tuesdays, so it's been crazy. I actually really enjoyed uploading Genshin every day this week. And it's kind of like the dream to make videos on Genshin and succeed in that realm. So I appreciate the opportunity. Thank you, Hoyoverse. Thank you, God, for this amazing opportunity. And this was a fun Imaginarium theater. It was Cryo, Hydro, and Electro. As you can see, I love when it's not Anemo because that just feels like a wasted element in the Imaginarium theater. And I'm hyped to have been able to use Eula. I always kind of thought Eula was cool, and she was on her streak of being the most skipped character, not skipped by people, skipped by Hoyoverse actually giving her a banner. And then back in I think 2023 was when she finally had a rerun. Late 2023, I pulled for her, got her, and the meta was just not for physical damage then. So it was super cool being able to use her in the Spiral Abyss and put her to good use. Same with Ganyu. Ganyu, I think, has gotten somewhat power crept. Not as badly as in the previous update, I don't think. During the Fontaine Genshin update, during that whole era. You just don't really see a lot of Ganyu anymore. And if anybody out here is like, no, what are you talking about? Clear every challenge easy with my Ganyu. Please, let me know, because I think that's cool as hell, and I like Ganyu. She was the second 5-star DPS I ever pulled for, right after Hu Tao. So, I think she's pretty awesome. One of the OG main DPSs on my account. I remember the meta back in early 2022 was pull for her and pull for Zhongli because they got put out in the same banner, and you wanted to strong shield her so you could just sit in Ganyu's sit in Zhongli's shield and spam arrows from Ganyu, and you wanted to do reverse melt with Jingling and Bennett, which I'm sure is still a viable strategy in some Spiral Abysses today, but it's just a lot more difficult because things move quickly now. We just had Realm of Tempered Valor, and you only had 30 seconds to do all of that. You don't have time for 2 rotations with Ganyu in 30 seconds. You just don't. Because you gotta get Zhongli's shield, Bennett's ult, and Jingling's ult out at the same time. And their skills, too. You can't forget about their skills, because they both have, well, I don't know about Bennett, but Jingling has a massive energy cost, which is ridiculous. Or not ridiculous, it's just unfortunate. Something we've always had to deal with. So in challenges like the Realm of Tempered Valor and the Trials of Behemoth, which was another challenge we had recently, in the last couple months, that was also pretty challenging. A good challenge, but also a challenge that makes you feel like you should have wailed on this game. In challenges like that, you just don't have the time to sit inside of Ganyu's, bow and arrow mode and charge attack people. And that's with the rotations as well. You just don't have time for that. But I love Ganyu. She was one of my first main DPSs. My first second half character. Which brings me to my 4-year anniversary of getting Hu Tao, my first 5-star on Genshin, is coming up on March 6th, and I'm probably going to celebrate that by using all of my standard banner wishes, which should be around 40-something by then. So I might make a video on that. It's kind of a little holiday for me because that's when my luck turned around, got Hu Tao, and, before that I was not really freaking it that year in 2021, and then I got Hu Tao, hit my lucky strike, and we've been on the run ever since then. So I just kind of like to take that time to remember when I got my first Genshin 5-star. But yeah, enough with the lore drop right there. I completely forgot that I was commentating a Spiral or an Imaginarium Theater video. You know the drill. every time it's a protect the monolith one, all I do is I choose the single target opponent and just hit him right at the beginning and lead him away from the monolith. Just run the clock like a quarterback the rest of the time. That's literally just what we're doing here. I didn't realize at the time, but I don't even have a fully built Toma right now. One of his artifacts got extracted from him, like Thanos ripping the stone out of green and red guy's head. Whatever that guy in Marvel's name is. And yeah, I'm trying to think. As long as you have I was able to kind of get away with using Raiden right away. You'll notice in all of my Imaginarium theaters, I try to save my heavy hitters for the last 3 acts. But this time I was forced to use Raiden right away, because I didn't really pull anybody that could do as much damage as her right away, and I needed it. So unfortunately, our pacing was pretty bad, but we locked in during the middle, or like maybe like early late acts, and kind of conserve our characters a little bit. And so we had a lot of sub DPS and buffers by the time we got to Act 10. But the only main DPS I had was Ayato. And so you'll see how that worked out, because it's a trial Ayato, which is also another character I love and sometimes wish I had. I can't get greedy. I don't even have room for all of these main DPSs I have. And I should focus on building the ones I do have to perfection instead of pulling for more. But I feel like Genshin has been adding content recently that you kind of need new characters to clear. For instance, the trial on the trial of Behemoths or whatever. All of the bosses that you need a Night Soul Blessing to shred their shield. Everybody knows what I'm talking about. But yes, so I save up some of my characters, but you know, Raiden gets used right away, unfortunately, and we make do. You're definitely going to want to save at least some Hydro characters for the boss fight after this, I believe it is. It's the dude with the crab shield. And I think the crab shield guy is the one that actually takes the, like, you have the least amount of time to beat him. Yeah, it's this one. Yeah. Definitely him. Because, yeah, you need to shred his Pyro Shield with Hydro. I mean, you can use Cryo, you can use Electro, but obviously the best counter for Pyro is Hydro. So, it took me a couple tries to figure out the best team, but I ended up going with Ayaka, which is another character that I'm super hyped to be able to use, because she is not my best built main DPS, and neither is her supports. So, or neither are her supports. So, like, it's not like I have the best Diona. I don't have Shenhe. So, like, I just don't have the best Ayaka team. And I didn't even mean to get her. I pulled for her back when she was on her extended banner. I've talked about this before on the channel. But her banner lasted longer than any other Genshin characters because people were on strike in China. Or something like that. And the banner didn't switch. And back then, and still now, I kind of try to get every single 4-star character, and I didn't have I didn't have Sayu yet, and she was on that banner, or he, I don't even know what Sayu is, gender, but yeah, Sayu. I pulled for Sayu, and just got Ayaka in the first wish, basically. That's what ended up happening, and it sucked. Because what had happened previously was I dropped my controller and accidentally used a 10 pull on Venti's banner and got Kiki. And so I had an instant guaranteed 50-50 for the next banner I had been waiting for, which I think would have been Raiden at the time. I think it was Raiden. I don't know. It was like probably Raiden or Kazuha, one of the two. And so yeah, I'm trying to get Sayu, and instantly I get a 5-star, and it's obviously going to be a win on the 50-50. And I get Ayaka, and she's the only 5-star I have on my account that I didn't want, obviously other than the standard banner characters. So I was pissed as well, but I made the most of it, and there's a cool story behind it. So I'm always happy for an opportunity to use Ayaka. in the Spiral Abyss and in the in the challenges like Realm of Tempered Valor, she is obviously not good enough because she's not perfectly built, and even if she was perfectly built, they gotta be the cream of the crop builds for those challenges. And in the Spiral Abyss, if it is a Spiral Abyss that I can use her on, it's going to be a Spiral Abyss where I'm trying to use like DPS Kaya or something like that, or Eula, because Eula is actually a slept-on character I want to make content on, or Diluc. So basically it just so happens that I never end up using Ayaka, and I'm really grateful for the Imaginarium Theater because it gives me opportunities to use characters like that, put them to the test, you know, flex them out there. It's pretty sick. I really like what they're doing here. I think recently Hoyoverse has been making some great changes in like implementations, if that's a word. They've been great additions to the gameplay in Genshin, and the stuff with the world, the stories, the banners. I think that's great. The only things that I don't like are how kind of necessary some of the new Natlan 5 stars have been. For example, Mavuika, Sitlali, Sheelanin, and I guess Chaska you don't really need, but Mavuika, Sheelanin, and Sitlali have been pretty important, and I think Novalet has been a top dog. He's been a boss dog recently. I know he's not a Natlan character, but I feel like I'm hearing more about him being one of the best DPSs this year than he was last year when he first came out. Maybe I'm just not a Novalet stan and I didn't hear about it because of that, but yeah, it's taken me a little bit by surprise. So, it's pretty self-explanatory stuff, I felt like. Obviously, you need greatly built Electro, Hydro, and Cryo for this Imaginarium Theater. If you have any questions, you can put them down below. But I'm just, there's no crazy strategy you need to remember for any of these. The final act is the, like, Lion from Leeway, who I bring up all the time now because Hoyoverse seems to love adding him as a boss in Imaginarium Theaters and Spiral Abysses, Spiral Abyssi. And so, yeah, basically for him, you just want one of the swirlable elements, which is the only elements you're allowed to use in this Imaginarium Theater. So it's not a big deal, and you'll be able to see we kind of go ham on him. But I first try to use Ayato, and since he's a trial character, he doesn't do enough damage. And so we end up using Yelan for our main DPS and just go ham. We don't even give this lion a chance to get back on its feet. We keep crippling him and then kicking him while he's on the ground. Yep, this is the team right here. And pretty good team. I'm going to have to remember this team. Sitlali is probably my favorite Natlan character I've gotten so far, which really surprises me. I was going to try to pull for 0 Natlan characters, and I was going to try to completely skip it and save up for Ito's rerun, Raiden's rerun, and, God willing, a Signora banner. We've been waiting on that for a long time, and she still hasn't come out yet, and it's very unfortunate. But we ended up spending bans on the Mavuika banner and the Sitlali banner just to make content during the Trial of Behemoths. And we're probably going to get Sheelanin and pull for Skirk. So, and I'm not wailing either. This is a Welcome Moon and Battle Pass only player. You know, thank God that I pulled the 5 stars I did, and hopefully the Sheelanin and Skirk pulling goes well. I'm probably not going to go deep into my, you know, Primo Gem pockets for either of those. I'm just going to spend maybe like 50 wishes on both of them. Whatever happens, happens. Because I really do want to save up for C6 Kujo Sara during whenever Raiden's reran next, and then Red Horn Stone Thrasher whenever Ito's reran. Yeah. Fast forwarding through the credits here, and I put the builds in double speed as well. There's nothing too crazy about the builds. I usually run support artifact sets on all of my sub DPSs when I do Imaginarium Theater. So everybody's either using Noblesse Oblige, Lava Walker if Pyro's involved. I think Lava Walker is still my best set for Elan, so I kept it on her. Hero Cinder City for the Natland characters. Tenacity of the Millilith if they're doing off-field damage. Emblem of Severed, or not Emblem of Severed Fate. Instructor if we're on a vape team. Sometimes I'll throw on Instructor. And I think that's it. Verdescent Venner if it's Animo, and that's basically what I do. Whatever my main DPSs have, I have their best DPS set on. And yeah, nothing else to it really. So yeah, this has been such a hype week. Make sure to check out my Call of Duty videos. This video is sponsored by my own Call of Duty videos, which are pretty sick. If you aren't into Call of Duty, probably still watch it, because some of them have pretty, like the montages, they're pretty good, like edits and stuff. And stay tuned for a possible standard banner pull video. Good luck on each of your Imaginarium Theater attempts. I hope this video helped or was entertaining. We kind of got a little lore drop here. I love you guys. God bless you. Peace out. Have a great day, and I will see you next time.